Greetings and salutation. We are from Group 1, which will present our title, Principle of Evaporation in Milk. Our group members consist of Dashmanan Lechumanan, Yuzin Yu, Olivia Sindap Ana Ali, and me, Cliff Campbell Peter. To start off our presentation, I will first be doing the introduction. Okay, first of all, what is evaporation? Evaporation is the process by which a liquid substance becomes a gas. Water will evaporate when it is heated. The molecules move and vibrate so quickly that they escape into the atmosphere as molecules of water vapor. The underlying principle behind evaporation is that in order to change its state, the matter must either gain or lose energy. In the case of change of phase from liquid to gas, molecules of matter require energy to overcome their potential energy by their kinetic energy. Evaporation is an operation used to remove a liquid from a solution. Suspension or emulsion by boiling off some of the liquid. It is thus a thermal separation or thermal concentration process. Evaporation process is defined as one that starts with a liquid product and ends up with a more concentrated but still liquid and still pumpable concentrate as the main product from the process. In most cases, it is essential that the product be subject to minimal thermal degradation during the evaporation process, requiring that temperature and time exposure must be minimized. This and other requirements brought on by the physical characteristics of the processed product have resulted in the development of a large range of different evaporator types. In almost all evaporators, the heating medium is steam, which heats a product on the other side of heat transfer surface. Evaporation is regularly used in the food processing, chemical, craft paper, and pharmaceutical industries to produce liquid concentrates. A simple concept of understanding evaporation can be illustrated as diagram beside me.
Now, I will present about the principle of evaporation in milk process using multi-effect evaporator. The principle of evaporation in milk production refers to the process of removing water from milk through evaporation to increase its solid content, resulting in the desired product. Since that milk is a product that is sensitive to high temperature that can cause change in taste, colors, and nutritional properties. So, in the evaporation, milk are in direct contact with the steam, the heating medium. Besides, the evaporation takes place in a vacuum. Low pressure in the vacuum can lower the boiling point of the milk, so that milk can evaporate at a lower temperature. For the in-depth description of evaporator in milk process using multiple effect evaporator, first preheated raw milk is fed into the multiple effect evaporator. Then to boil off the water, we're using steam to transfer heat. Then the milk contact with the heated surface that heat by steam cause the water content in the milk evaporate and flow to the second evaporator from the top. Then the steam that already transfer heat to the milk will condense as water, and the concentrated milk will flow to the second evaporator at the bottom. Then we can see that the multiple effect evaporator is arranged in series. This arrangement can help the vapor produced in the first effect used as a heating medium in the second effect. It means that we does not need to add additional steam to supply the heat for evaporation. The process of the second evaporator is same with the first evaporator. The vapor from the first effect as heat. Concentrated milk from the first evaporator will do second evaporation to remove the water that haven't been removed from the first evaporator and increase the concentration. Then the product will produce at bottom. Vapor will condense as water. The water from the milk will evaporate as vapor, then flow to the top. For the mass and energy separating agents in evaporation of milk, including steam, heat, and vacuum.
Okay, I want to explain about the equation for operator food, where the equation three method equation. I want to explain the first the offer it transport operator, and the second is about the single effect operator, and the third is about the systematic diagram of a triple effect operator. Okay, for equation for a transfer operations, an operator body is simply adhered its charges that is outfit with necessary mechanism from the separating vapor and boiling liquid, the rate of energy, and transfer from existing medium to the boiling and liquid determine the system operation capacity of first and foremost. In the equation, we will load a strategy and increase the rate and add a termination in operator. A mass balance operator system enable to measurements, number design, and vector. Such a vector may include a mass flow and product concentrations and heat exchanger area. Okay, the following expressions can be obtained: a mass balance, a flow stream, and as product solid respectively, where the question about the mf equal my and plus mp, xf and mx equal xp and mp, where xf is the solid fraction, the feed stream, and hp is the solid fraction in the product stream. And enthalpy balance on the imperator system give a following experiences, where we look the equation 5 is the way f x f and ms xbs equal mbx b1 plus mp sp1 plus ms scs. This is a question 5. Okay.
Shinan, today I'm going to explain about discussion. So we know that the condensed milk will undergo evaporation process to produce the condensed milk. Thus, the discussion I will explain about the advantages and disadvantages of evaporated condensed milk. So evaporation is mostly used to increase the concentration by removing water. So we know that milk is a valuable nutritious food. Thus, even though it's valuable nutritious food, but when it's undergo a industrial process like evaporation, there are some advantages and disadvantages. Advantages are the condensed evaporated milk can last long for long-term preservation period. This is because the evaporated milk will have lowest water content, which reduce inhibited for the bacteria growth. So there's no microorganism or bacteria to spoil the evaporated milk. When the evaporation occur at the higher temperature, it will kill the bacteria, which causes illness or bad effect towards us. So next, when we talk about the bacteria, also we need to know about the illness. So the evaporation condensed milk will reduce the foodborne illness. So it will avoid us from falling into diarrhea, stomach ache, and etc. Highest nutrient value. Evaporated milk packs high amount of nutrient and no added sugar, which may help for the healthy conscious person. So the amount of nutrition such as calcium, magnesium will be under maintained condition. So thus it will give a great boost to the body, and no added sugar will lead forward you to the healthy lifestyle with higher mineral. So main disadvantage of the evaporated condensed milk is when we consume it for the long-term period. So when we consume the evaporated milk for long-term period, the sugar level or the nutrient level will turn into lactose. So we can conclude that the evaporated milk has contained high level value of lactose. So lactose is almost same as the sugar in milk. So lactose will give discomfort or digestive problem when we consuming more than minimum level.
So in conclusion, to sum up everything that has been stated so far, we can conclude that evaporation is an important process in the dairy industry to remove water from milk in order to produce a more concentrated and stable product. Evaporation not only reduces the volume and weight of the product, but also enhances its nutritional value, shelf life, and flavor. To recap, the evaporator typically consists of a series of chambers or plates, which create a large surface area for the milk to come into contact with the heat source. Evaporated milk and heating medium steam are kept separated to minimize the thermal impact on the evaporated milk. From the heat applied, evaporation takes place in a vacuum at pressure of 160 to 320 HPa, equivalent to water boiling temperatures of 55 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius. The evaporation process alters the taste and texture of the milk. The heat used during evaporation can lead to a slightly caramelized or cooked flavor, which may not be desirable for some applications. Besides, the texture of evaporated milk is thicker and creamier compared to regular milk. Also, may not be suitable for all recipes. Nonetheless, even though evaporation of milk have its pros and cons, evaporation is still a valuable process that contributes to the diversity and efficiency of the dairy sector. That is all from us. Thank you.